Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Dr. Larry Weekly Live. Today I want to talk to you about a little experiment I did in my life where I turned off my phone for 24 hours for a whole Saturday. I'm going to tell you about that in a minute, and I recommend everybody try it. I'm going to give you the details of my experience. But I got it from this book, Willpower Doesn't Work, which I've been reading about by Benjamin Hardy. And the basic idea is just rest and rejuvenation. The old 7 habits of highly effective people sharpen the saw, right? The story of this guy who's sitting there sawing a tree down. And if he would stop and sharpen the saw, he would probably cut the tree down faster. But he's like, no, I'm too busy sawing the tree down to sharpen the saw. In our individual lives, we all need to sharpen the saw. And I think it's very relevant for the 21st century gentleman who's got it together, who's found this work-life balance, right? Work hard, play hard, and rest. Even God took a day off. So I think an additional thing for me, sometimes I get hooked to that phone, to texting and to Instagram and to swiping, and I don't think it makes me happy. So I think unplugging and disconnecting from technology in that way, getting back into my body, getting into nature, getting outside, getting more social with people, person-to-person interactions. That's what I was going for, to try to kind of enrich the quality of my life, to richen the quality of my life. You know what I mean? So let me tell you exactly how I did it. So it was a Saturday. So Friday, the people that needed to know, I told them, I texted them and I said, this is close family. This is my daughter's mother. And I said, I will not be available by phone tomorrow. Here's an alternate phone number. Here's my roommate's phone number. But you won't be able to get me by text or email or any electronic means whatsoever. And so the first part of it was there is this anxiety of, what if there's an emergency? What if I miss something, right? How did it play out? There were no emergencies. Like everything was fine. But I think having some kind of a plan B thing for a way you can be reached in the case of emergency, that's probably necessary. The other thing that was really interesting was I had to make all of my plans on Friday for Saturday. There was none of this spur of the moment, last minute anything. And those plans, as I'm going to tell you a story in a minute, they were fixed. So people couldn't flake on me. They couldn't change plans at the last minute. Or if they're going to be late, I'm still just going to be sitting there waiting for them because they can't contact me on the phone. I actually really liked this, and I think I'm going to do this more often. So, but there was this kind of anxiety about turning the phone off. Okay, so Saturday morning comes around, I turn off the phone, I power down, I put it in a desk, and I put it away. And then the first thing I did was I just walked to IHOP. I kind of like pancakes and eggs, and I had a little juice. Brought my little journal with me, and the anxiety continued as I went into this. I felt naked. I still had this, what if somebody needs me kind of tick, all of these little things, like whenever I have a moment of boredom or whatever, and I turn to the phone and I'm just looking at news or social media or whatever it is, like, that kind of, those habits are still running in the background, even though it's not there. It's like smokers, they say they still have this fixation to do this with their hands. I feel like the same kind of thing with my thumbs in that phone. So there's like this weaning thing when I turn the phone off, and I'm still kind of immediately missing it. But then I start to notice on this walk to IHOP, I'm noticing the flowers and the plants and the houses and the architecture and the street and the other people walking around. It was Saturday, so it was a Jewish Sabbath, and there was a family walking by. And I'm embarrassed to say that I'd never noticed those things before. There were 3 families on that Saturday, and I'd never even known that we had Jewish Orthodox folks that did their Sabbath walk in that neighborhood. Things that I never noticed before because I'm not down here always on the phone going from A to B. So I get to IHOP, and again, I've got plans at noon to work out and at 4:45 to go to dinner with somebody, but the rest of the day is open, and I can't contact anybody by phone. So I had this kind of panicky, alone feeling. And what was interesting was is it made me much more present and open to just being human and talking to people. Even just the hostess at IHOP or the person next to me, because I needed that. I don't know. I felt like either I wasn't distracted by the phone or this kind of pacifier, or like didn't have those connections via text. So I had to reach out in person to people. And all these little, like, peeling this phone away, you kind of get stripped down to a little nakedness, and then I realize it's like, gosh, when I'm on the phone, I'm just not available. I'm distracted from just these little moments, and I kind of liked re-engaging in the world around me, you know? And part of it was for my social survival, because I didn't have the pacifier of the cell phone always at my disposal. Had a lovely brunch. Went and worked out, and I was there on time. I was there right on time because this made me more punctual, because I'm not able to give people the excuse of, oh, hey, I'm running 5 or 10 late. No, there's no way for me to communicate with them. Go there, have the workout, and then, this was kind of a funny thing. So I had to find something else. I had to, my phone normally has a case that has my credit card and everything in it. So I ended up bringing the case, but not the phone. So I still got my credit card and stuff with me. So I go wander at the beach. I end up, getting something to eat, and just, there was a weird sense of kind of freedom and intention around just enjoying the day for what it was that came with me turning off the phone. I suppose I could do that with the phone on, but the point for me was, I don't. And so it kind of opened up just this, I don't have plans. I don't have the phone. I have anywhere to contact anybody. This is truly free time. And I'm like allowing this to happen. I feel like so much of my life is planned and scheduled around work and dad time and all these things. I'm sure, folks can understand and share that feeling of how often do we have just purely free time to just kind of wander and go where the moment takes you. And that was wonderful. So this is a funny thing. So I had a friend that I was going to dinner with at 4:45. So we're going to do a sunset. Sunset's at 5:15. You got to be there at 4:45. I will have no phone. And there's no way you're going to be able to text me. You meet me at my house at this time. This is what we're going to do. And so this was a great test. Like, am I really going to stick to this no phone thing or not? And beforehand, I was like, absolutely. I will wait there forever and whatever. So 4:45 comes around, 4:50, 4:55, 5 o'clock. She's not there. I haven't checked my phone, right? I'm going to stick in there and not check that sucker. So 5:05, 5:10, now I start to get worried. The anxiety comes back. What if something happened? What if she was in a car wreck? What if something's wrong? And like I get a little closer, but I'm like, no, I'm going to live without this damn phone today. Like I'm not going to give in to this temptation to get back on that thing, and then the floodgates would reopen. She showed up at 5:15, 30 minutes late. 30 minutes late. That was annoying. She finally made it. This particular friend is the worst about being late. And actually, that was one way to get her to be there as close to on time as possible. When she has a phone, she will push that to 45 minutes, an hour 15. It's horrible. It is horrible. This was like one way for me to be like, yo, you can't be late. Like you can't text me and whatever. I had a really nice time with her. And I think another part of that, just that moment, was I didn't have my phone. We're at dinner. I'm not here. Like I was all just in my body and around here and with her. It was a really nice night. Done. And that was the day. And then, so there's still that anxiety running all day. So then I turned my phone on the next day, and I expected that there would be 50 text messages and all this stuff, and I missed X, Y, and Z. Get like a text from my dad, good to unplug. There wasn't that much there. I contrary to my imagination and that anxiety, I didn't miss much. And it was totally fine. I felt more rested. It feels really good. I would highly recommend you do it, you try it. Read my blog. I detail it more in the blog. It doesn't take rocket science. Just the few people that are truly emergency contacts, give them a way to get you, and then turn your phone off and put it away. Don't like turn it off and leave it on you as the pacifier. Put it away and liberate yourself for a day. And truly, take a day off to rest and rejuvenate. And yeah, I think that is definitely part of what it means to be a 21st century gentleman who's got it together and has that balance of work and career and the passion and all that stuff, and rest and relaxation. If you like this video, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Be sure to check out the blog. It's got some additional thoughts on it there. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you next time.